I'm looking at the chat box in case anybody is, going to send any questions. GPS, GV, do you have any questions? Act Abhishek. Tanmay. Manjunath. If we are now confident that these things are working for us, then we can avoid printing all this stuff. So we can comment it out. Okay, this display statement, I don't need it anymore. So it will quietly do all the work and report. It's only the test bench which will really do the hard work. If I run it now, I'll have very less printing, and that is better. Okay. Even now, I think in the test bench we are doing some printing which is not required. Monitor is causing a lot of printing. Let us not do this. But okay, so this way it's easier to debug now, right? I mean, we just have the outputs coming in because our confidence in our other parts of the code is high now. So we can go ahead and remove those debug statements. Okay, so it has written I'll attempt 6 test cases, right? And if you really don't want this to happen, like if I prefer to write it as a -1, then what do you think you can do? How can you write -1 here instead of 255? Let us write a function called called show value, which takes as input a logic So it's an 8-bit number that is being given as an input, and what it shows is it will check if the I forgot to give the name. This let us say is called of 8 equals 1. Then only we have to worry about it, right? Else, if it's else, then we just return otherwise I return minus 2 to the power 8 minus n. See, that is a way to convert the 2's complement representation, right? So take the example of FF. Okay, FF is minus 1. So what we'll do is by default it will be written as 255. 256 minus 255 will give us 1, and I'm returning minus 1. Okay. So let us try this and put it here. Instead of mcand array, I will say show value let us see how that will change our behavior. Okay. So that I will not get this 255, instead of that I'll get minus 1. Okay. What is this? Why is it writing +1? Anybody knows? I've written -1, no? I'm checking this condition. If in8 is equal to 1, then 2 power 8 is 256 minus 1. Not have done that. No, the show value is not good. There is something. Oh, okay. I think I should have written. I think the return value is an integer, so I think that was the problem. Okay, so now it seems all right. So I forgot to write that the return value is so -1 times -1 is +1, 1 times 2 is 2, 5 times 5 is 25, etc. etc. Minus times 2 is see, we are still not doing this, right? So the return value is so we have to handle that case also. Okay. So you see, what do you think you will do now? Okay. Are there any ideas? Are you guys following what I'm doing? Give me a signal that you are following what I'm doing. Anybody is not following? So what are the institutes represented here, Vineet? Which are the universities here other than MNIT?
No, sir, it is outside MNIT.
Okay, there is nobody from MNIT.
Few of them from IIT Goa, NIT Goa, from other NITs. All over India, they are spread up. And the level also is varied, sir. They're from second year to final year, and some of them from industry.
Okay.
Two or three.
So anybody has not followed something I have done, you should be clear because you seem to have different backgrounds. So if I'm going at a pace that you are not able to follow, you must slow me down. Anybody who is not following? Everybody is following? People are not saying anything. They're quiet. Let me ask somebody. Abhishek, are you following?
Yes.
Okay. Madhumita?
Yes, sir, I'm following.
You're following. Karan Gupta? Okay. Karan Gupta is not around. Okay, so I wrote this function called show value, which takes an 8-bit number and returns the equivalent 2's complement value. Okay. Now, unfortunately, it won't work for 16-bit, right? It will fail for 16-bit. Okay. So we to write another one called show value 16, another one called show value 8. So that may be too much, right? So we don't want to do that. So what we'll try to do is, right? Logic we'll have a def param, right? Equal to 8. So by default, it is n, and we'll say logic the default value that I have given is 8. And here I can say n. Here also I can say n. So hopefully I have made this function free of any n 8. Okay. So now if things have to work here, what I'll say is multiplier and product except that, see, when I call this product at that time, it will be 6. So ask n equal to 60. Show value dot n equal to 8. Okay, and I have to declare this multiplier. I'm using these functions like this. So I hope this will work. Okay, because this is how you can make the function more irrespective of oh, I'm sorry guys, it seems to be this def panel is not allowed for functions. Oh, oh. Let's see if I do this. I'm sorry, I don't think my method will work. I'll have to try the 2 different values. Sorry, this will not work. At least I cannot think of a good way right now. Then I had to declare function show value 8 16 also. Does anybody know a better way? declaring two different functions. It looks like I don't have a okay. Unfortunately, I'm duplicating the code, which is a very bad thing to do. So now okay. So this time our numbers look much more credible, right? -1 into -1. So unfortunately, we had to do some of these kind of, as a verification engineer, you may have to write these kind of small functions, etc., to make the output more readable, right? And in fact, not only can you display, you can also check if multiplier times multiplicand is not equal to product. See, now we can check, right? If something has gone wrong, then we can say $display something is wrong. Okay, so test case failed. We can write something like this. So if this if this happens anytime, if this output comes anywhere, then we are in trouble. Our algorithm has failed for that particular test case. In this example, it will not happen because we are checking. I mean, we have already tested these cases. Okay. But have we done enough testing? I don't know. We may have to think. Okay, you'll have to tell me whether the number of test cases that I have created. Okay, I have created positive multiplied by positive, negative multiplied by negative, right? So if I want to stop as soon as I finish. So I done as the first error occurs, or whether you want to keep going and look at all the test cases. So this is entirely up to you. And the advantage of this system now is I can add any more test cases. See, if I add a few more, there's no problem. This time it will go ahead and simulate 7 test cases. And I can also generate some random test cases by using the random, that construct which I told you, right? Okay. So here it took 34 and minus 120, and I got minus 4080. Okay. So remember the random number generator. Okay. So what we could also try is instead of using a something like this, we could also put some random numbers. Let me put some 10 random. Mcand array, and I think the function is push something. I think it's called push back. Okay, push back and pop back. So push back is what I want to do. I push back a random value. Okay, so let me, how do I generate a random number, right? We can use that randomize function. Okay, so we will create, okay, we'll create a function called get random. And we'll write a function here called function. So I'm going to take randomize. Okay. And let us declare an int here called x. Okay. With the constraint that x is less than 256. So this is a constraint random. Okay. Let us give this a try. I think it is expecting me to say void. I believe that is the correct syntax. Randomize doesn't return anything. So unless you say void, I think it's going to complain. So flower brackets, not parentheses. So we should get 10 more, 7 plus 10, 17 test cases should have got generated. Okay. So it has taken random numbers now. Okay. We had gone up to this, I think this was our last one. Okay. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 cases were generated randomly. Okay. And we did not stop the simulation. That means things have worked out all right, right? So minus 55 times 119 is minus 6455 and so on. See, if anything goes wrong, our simulation will automatically stop and give an alert. Okay. Since that did not happen, we are happy that all the simulations went through. Okay. So that is how we have to. So you must test it thoroughly. 10 may not be enough, right? You may want to test some more, right? Who knows, there may still be a bug, right? There may still be a bug, and hopefully we have removed all the chances of bugs. See, remember, in this example, Booth's algorithm is not possibly so complex. But try writing something like floating point multiplication or addition or something like that. It will be fairly complex code, right? And as a result, maybe there are some bugs which have been created, right? So we have to give sufficient amount of testing. So I have 10 minutes left, so I will open it for questions and answers. So in the chat box, please tell me if you have any questions. Can we define a function outside? Yes, I just defined, no, Harsha. If I define inside a module, then that function is only visible to that module. Whereas if I define it outside the module, then other modules can also call that function. Any other questions? Kavita, left. ILAX is following. Very good. Any other questions? So how many of you actually did that assignment yesterday? Anybody did? Because the assignment was to simulate this. Right now I'm doing 17 simulations, right? If I can track the number of additions and subtractions that are happening, right? For that I'll have to do something inside that Booth's algorithm. I'll have to keep some counters inside that Booth's algorithm and track how many additions and subtractions are happening inside, right? And display that average at the end. Okay, it will require us to maintain some counters and stuff like that. And we would like to know whether, see, in the worst case, I may be doing n additions and multiplications. In the best case, I'm not doing any, right? If I have all zero pattern, then no additions and multiplication, no additions or subtractions are done. So I wanted to know what was the average, and is it less than n by 2? If it is less than n by 2, I think we are happy. Right. Will you try this? Say, I don't know whether you have access to the Verilog system Verilog simulator, but you can try it in Verilog also. Whatever I have done, one can also do it in Verilog. Any questions? So nobody has done now the C program or anything like that.
Sir, I think
At
I will
least
post
you try.
sir, I will post the assignment on Canvas. Then carry.
Yeah. I had sent it yesterday to all the students. You can also send it. If you have difficulty in doing the assignment, you should let me know what exactly is the difficulty you're facing. Because otherwise it is like I'm just giving you a lot of one-way information that won't help you, right? This is not a class, see, this is an internship, right? Unless you also do something, you are not going to get much value, isn't it? In the internship, it is not just a one-way communication. Any doubts? Doubts? Going once, going twice. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye. So, okay, Vineet, I'm closing.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All of you. Maybe I think I can start with my lecture for maybe half an hour and 45 minutes. Maybe if you want, then we can take a break of 5 minutes. And we can come
Break.
back and we can start.
I think yeah, break is better. I think 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of you, please come back again. I will start with the new session, which is a FPGA architecture. Probably I will take it not more than 45 or minutes. Okay. So please try to come back. Okay. Thank you.